All right, we got people in now, so I guess I'll kick it off. Unless you had anything you want to get started with.
Nope. Off you go, Mark.
All right, so yeah, we just wanted to kind of give a brief, just what's going on and how things have been coming along. With the delay in the TGE and what's happening with the game. So what I will discuss is mostly just game aspects and what to expect tomorrow at the server reset after this maintenance and how things are going to move forward. And then James can discuss more on the business end of timing and what we're looking for and kind of since the connections that we've made while traveling to Bali and connecting with some potential new partners and some things that could be very strong for us to help push us forward and help push us in a direction where we have a very strong game and a lot to offer you guys. So, James, if you want to go ahead and take it from here.
Okay, well, as Mark talked about, he went to Bali. And before even Bali, let's get real here. If you look in the headlines, there's been one, two, three, four, five, and then I kept stopped counting after games going under. You got a complete rebuild of the sandbox hierarchy. So the investor situation for gaming has been really hurt by a lot of bad actors out there. I think what.
Uh,
Okay, well, um, I'll do it again then. Basically, after all the bad actors out there, like that we've seen with gaming, the gaming part of Web3 has not been very palatable for VCs, and I think that's been an issue. You've seen I don't know how many games go under, how many games are going under right now, and it has a lot to do with how they're built and the infrastructure, the people involved. I've built a lot of great games in my life, and it takes a lot to build a good game. I think everyone knows that our game is a good game. And when we start adding, the skill-based gaming, the guilds and the clans, and the Android version coming out very shortly, it becomes even bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm really looking forward to this. Mark went to Bali. We showed the game to a lot of people. We got a lot of great feedback, and we're going to give these investors and these people time to look at the game, to help us, figure out where we're going with the ICO and have them have the ability to invest without rushing them. So I hope you can be patient. But like I said earlier, before I guess, and can you hear me now, Mark? Can you hear everything I'm saying?
yeah, you cut out again for a couple of seconds.
Where at? Did you? Okay,
Um,
so basically, excuse me, I don't know why I'm cutting out. But anyways, long and short of it is, we really feel that we got the game where we want it to be right now, and we feel that we have to give these investors time to do their due diligence and look at the facts about our game and look at all these things, because there's some really unique things that we're seeing right now from a couple of investors where it could take the game into a different direction as far as world events and things like that, and really get a brand new audience to this game. So TGE will be officially 10.7. If I haven't even heard that yet, it is officially 10.7, and we will be on a DEX and a CEX at launch. So, Mark.
yeah, so getting into where we're at with the game and noticing that we found you guys in the play and the amount of time you guys have put in have found more for us to take care of. We found some bugs. We found some bugs with the fusion and with crafting, and I wanted to make sure to give Gabe time to really focus on taking care of those things that could potentially cause harm to the game, especially with the gaming economy being player based and driven by players buying and selling and trading with each other. So that's why we made a decision to go into maintenance for the next hopefully no more than the next 12 to 18 hours or so. It should be up and ready by tomorrow afternoon. But we really had to make sure that we shut it down so that there couldn't be any type of bad play or foul play, or even just accidental, where we found a bug that could have easily flooded the market on us a little bit. So we wanted to make sure we took care of that. The moving forward, the compensation, like I said in an announcement, but we will be comping for the items that were in-game items, that were not NFT items, that really we didn't want there in the first place, that are going to be removed. There will be a parts compensation, so you guys can mint some of those items as NFTs, and we'll comp with those parts up to 3 epics. So if your account lost 3 or more epic items that would have been or that were not NFT items, we're going to reimburse you with parts to create epics that were in your inventory, up to 3 of them. And if there was a legendary, we'll do 1 legendary. We're not going to go overboard with legendaries, but we do want to comp. Some players already had a handful of legendary items that were not NFTs that weren't really supposed to be in the game anymore. So it was on us. It was an oversight, but we do want to make sure that we compensate you guys without causing a flood of items in the market. And at this point in the game, we're not too concerned about too many items, as long as we keep a reasonable approach to this. Also, I wanted to make sure that let you guys know, I've been discussing it some in the actual, in the speak in the general chats, but we're looking to add not only just a skill-based gaming that will be entirely regulated and normalized, where every player has the same skills, same abilities, and same everything, so the only deciding factor is player skill. We also are working on adding tiered tournaments in the game as it is, so that you play with your own NFTs and you play with your own character, but then, like the Monster Pass was, you buy a pass to compete for a weekly or a weekend tournament where we'll have a specific challenge dungeon, and we'll have it be a time trial. So we'll set up for a rare tier, so you have a full set of rare items, you play in the rare tier, or you can have a full set of epic items and you play in the epic tier, full set of legendary items and you can play in the legendary tier. You can play up if you like, but you can't play down. You can't play in the rare tier with epic or legendary items. And this is going to help create these tiers, so that some of the concerns before was, with the Monster Hunt, if new players are just starting and just getting going, they don't have the amount of time into the game or the items in the game to really try to compete to earn. So we want to put it into tiers so that it will be more fair for everybody involved, and you don't have to sign up for just one, right? So if you have a full set of items and you're a long-time player, you can keep a set of rare gear, play in the rare tournaments and play in the epic tournaments, and it keeps these items with value. It keeps the value high because of the play, or not play to earn, but it's the risk to earn, right? So you're putting up money to join these events, you're putting up to buy this pass, to burn the pass to get in, and you have the ability to earn. And what this does to help keep the token, once the token launches live, and this play style will come out with the token, so that you have the token to wager. It is not going to be us going around and just dumping tokens into the market with just a grind in the game, just a grind and play. That play to earn model has proven over the course of the past 5 years, the play to earn model has proven not to work. Tokens go down 99%, they never come back. And that's happened over and over again with play to earn games. People grind them out until the value isn't there for them to keep playing, and they move on to another game, the game dies. For us, we're looking for the win to earn and the risk to earn, so that it's a very circular economy. It's a recirculating economy. Tokens are being won and wagered from player to player, and they're being the tokens are being bought and sold from player to player through epic and legendary grinding of creating parts, creating the NFTs, and just the whole economy is based on you guys. That's why right now we're not selling all of the NFT items. We will put some up on a weekly basis, a very limited amount. You know, maybe 1 week it'd be a specific set of a couple weapons, 5 to 10 of each, and then people can buy these individual pieces that they want. But the entirety of our whole categories and our whole list of all of our items will not be for sale from us. You guys will be setting the market values on those.
And Mark, what's also exciting is also in the skill-based gaming, we haven't set the pricing yet or built them yet, but you'll be able to actually buy an arena for yourself. So you'll have your own arena that you can actually throw your own tournaments in, and those arenas can have up to a 5% rake for you. So basically, you could throw your own tournaments outside of our game. Basically, you could basically throw private tournaments, and you can be making a 5% rake on the overall gross of those tournaments. So if you have hundreds of friends who want to get together and do skill-based gaming, you can have your own arena. They'll be very inexpensive. They'll be very limited in scale. But I'm looking forward to seeing that, and that does give people a little bit of a ability to be able to earn money without drawing the token down or hurting the game itself.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's part of why we are being cautious and making sure that we raise properly, because we have all these things that we want to add into, and this will be with synchronizing PvP, and this will be these arenas will be for creating these tournaments for 1v1, 2v2 style arena matches where it's four players enter, might only be one that exits, and that will be the winner of that match, and then it'd be bracketed style tournaments, so that however many players you get into that tournament, if it's 16, 32, however many it is, the bracket goes down to the final 4 and to the final 2, and yeah, so that could be a lot of fun hosting, a lot of fun having these different maps that we're drawing up for arena maps. There's a lot of things looking forward to in the future for this game. So
I really appreciate it, Mark, all the hard work you've done. I'm sure everyone knows in this community, how much you care about this project, how much you've worked from basically just being a player to now a partner in the game. So I can tell you from all the other partners, including myself, thank you so much for all your hard work, Mark. Mark went to Bali. I don't know if people know this or not, but he was on a 37-hour flight, guys. So if that's not dedication, I don't know what was. So, and it's just he's been a great person to work with, and thanks, Mark.
I appreciate it, James. Yeah, I do not suggest circling the entire globe in 7 days. It was quite a bit to come back from. It was a big system shock with all the different time zones. I kind of forgot what day it was for a while, but with that, we're going to open up for anybody who has any questions. And if you don't feel comfortable speaking, I have the speak chat open if you guys would like to type a question. But the floor is yours if you want to ask us anything about what we discussed or anything that we didn't discuss that you had questions about. I know somebody's gonna have a question.
You just that thorough of a speaker, Mark. You just nailed everything. So there you go. Well, if you do have any questions, please put them in the Discord or the Telegram channels. And like Mark said, and I think I was cut off, we really do want to make sure that if you did have items and they did go away, that we address this. We just honestly believe the changes we've made, like Mark said, are for the better for the game. So I appreciate everybody's time tonight, and if there's any other questions or concerns or anything, you can reach out in Telegram or reach out here.
Yeah, and I did get one question from Zager.
Okay.
I am hoping that is the case. Yes, if we can have the server up by the end of Friday's daily cycle, I'm hoping that's the case. I know that, talking to Gabe over the course of this past week, um, it will be it will be done tomorrow our time. However, in our time zone, the day of Friday ends at 7 p.m. Central Time, so it might be cutting it kind of tight. I'm hoping it's by early afternoon, and there's at least a handful of hours to play before Friday's over. I understand why you had that question, Zager. Your blessing, your most treasured material is on Friday, and it only cycles every 2 weeks. So if it doesn't work out that way, we'll try to figure out a way that we can comp.
Yeah, and and what everyone maybe doesn't understand, the original game Bladebound that this game came from, it had a massive amount of anti-cheat and all kinds of basically trapdoors built into it, and all these things have happened, and now we're adding a third-party device like Sequence into it. So this game's been fighting it for a long time. So it's taken us quite some time to be able to get the code to work with Sequence well, and it's also taken a little bit for Sequence to become what we thought they were going to deliver. So it's kind of a great thing that everything's coming together right now perfectly as the game comes out. But we just got to make sure that no one's able to come in and like mint 1,000 NFTs or do something stupid, because it's imperative the game stays secure.
When will the metadata be visible on chain? That, or for the NFTs, that I will. Oh, and I'm glad you mentioned NFTs, because I got another announcement coming as well. So the metadata being visible on chain, I will ask Gabe about that. I know he's worked on the NFTs maintaining all of their levels and upgrades and everything, so that when they're bought, sold, or traded or moved to your personal wallet, it doesn't, when it comes back into the game, it doesn't come back in as level 1. I know he has worked on that, and that should all be complete at this point in time. But as far as being visible for the metadata change, I will check and see if he has that available right now. That with the metadata, I will make sure that I find out about that. But once you mentioned NFTs, another thing that we're working on, and we've been kind of hinting at this and teasing at this for a while, but I just got the final images tonight to start minting all of the NFTs for our first 3 sets of skins. The historic warrior skins, right? There'll be the Viking, the Amazonian warrior princess, and then the Chinese dynasty warrior. Those 3 NFTs, non-NFTs rare or higher, will disappear in the next update, and there will be compensation in the way of parts. So the compensation will be in the way of parts, up to 300 epic parts, so enough to create 3 items out of what you had in your inventory, and 1 legendary. If you had a legendary item in your inventory that was non-NFT, there will be 200 parts given to you there, and all you'll have to do is you have to burn your HBox NFT to mint those NFTs. But yeah, now I'm reading the chat and all the questions. Will skill levels also appear on chain? That should be possible. I don't know if it appears on chain, but it should appear on the on the metadata when you see it on Magic Eden or on Sequence. Like, there should be a breakdown of skills and the rarity and the skill up of the NFT. And again, these are great questions and not my specialization, so I will get that with with Gabe on that. But yeah, sorry, reading the questions now, I'm catching myself. I'm flowing through all of these. Will there be collaborations with other ApeChain projects? We're looking into that. We would love to collaborate with more ApeChain projects. We are looking to collaborate with specifically we've been building and working on something to kind of be an homage to Ape, and that is a comic book that's featuring an ape, and he's a multiversal character. James, if you'd actually like to talk a little bit about that, I think that would be pretty cool.
Right. So when we partner with Ape, it was important for me to be able to, give back to them as well in their community. I felt that, they'd helped us out, they'd invested in us. So, a lot of us writers, on staff have done comic books before and things like that. So we got together and we put together a comic book, and it's based on a character named Soj. And so Soj is a warrior ape. I'm not going to give much detail about it, but it is it's basically a story of how he's become a person that's actually going to be in our game. He's and a godlike character. So stay tuned for the first book coming out probably in a few weeks. To maybe we have to talk to Ape how we're going to coordinate this. And Soj will also be a playable character in the game. Well, he'll be a sentinel actually, so he'll be able to use him, as a helper in your game. But yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, the comic book's great, the story's great, and like Mark said, we're looking to coordinate with Ape Games, and also in the past, I've worked with so many different players and people, and in the free-to-play market and gaming, and it's always been great when other games help other games. So if you know another game that would like to partner with us, or you think that we would on part with somebody else, let me know. Because it's awesome because we're all in the Web3 or our Web 2.5 business here, and it just makes sense for us all to help each other. So we're looking for partnerships like that. But so far, we're working with Ape, and we're looking at their projects and working with their teams, and so far it's been great. But like I said, if you know any other games outside the Ape Chain community that would like to grow with us, then please let us know.
When will the other modes return? PvP and Maze. PvP we are working on currently. That should not be very long. Maybe the update after this one, we'll be able to get PvP. Something happened, and we've yet to be able to figure it out. Where the game currently is cycling through looking for players, but it's not seeing all the players in the game, and it's not giving you a list of people to fight against. And we're trying to figure out what caused that, because it came out of nowhere. It started happening and during the testing, and it just came out of nowhere. So we pulled the PvP button off until we could figure it out. So that was a priority until the bugs started to come in, and we want to make sure we fix and have the game in a good, solid, and a stable state before working on that. But that will be in the next round of updates, is taking care of the PvP. And Shattered Maze, that has not been in the game at all since it's been Swords of Blood. We're looking at how we can properly implement that in a Web 2.5 with Web 3 aspects to it, because it does change how it works a little bit. So we're discussing whether or not to put that in. If we do, it'll be something that probably takes a couple of weeks just working on that. If we don't, then it'll be removed entirely with all the daily and everything that has that maze for quests and stuff like that will be removed, and it will be replaced with something else that obviously that you can still play and make sure to get all those quests done. In the future, would it be possible to make some random dungeons where mobs and all is random? Anything's possible. I think Gabe or James will both tell you anything is possible, and it may not be in this iteration, but definitely in future plans. I mean, we have a future plans for a complete expansion of the game that would create essentially another 100 hours or so of more campaign modes, more gameplay, new stories, new everything, new dungeons. So um, that's definitely something that we're looking into. But where everything is random, like a new, like, are you talking about just a new mode of dungeon where it's completely randomized? That's something we haven't looked into, but it's possible. Oh, okay, got you. So you enter a dungeon like going into Diablo, and it's just random which dungeon you get when you get to that entry. What do you think, James? You agree? I mean, anything's possible, right? To make a dungeon where essentially you're just you click on a play mode and you just have a random dungeon entry.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, we can definitely, after we start, scratching off some of the things we're talking about doing. I love the player feedback here. So if it's something the players really want, we'll work on it. But yeah, everything's possible. But right now we've got a pretty good list of things to get done. But stay tuned on that, and please keep that on the back burner. And once we start getting the game out and all the skill-based gaming's going, and please ask that question again, so it still stays in mind, because it's definitely possible.
Is it live PvP, not AI, and can we use our own gear? Will there be a tier also? Jason, I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. Are you asking for the skill based, or the like hosting your own tournaments? Oh, the PvP, when it gets put back in as it is now, it will still be against an AI, against a bot. The work for synchronous PvP will be a few. Synchronous PvP, we say, James, about 90 to 120 days of dev to turn this synchronous, to be able to go PvP.
Exactly. It's part of the raise we're doing right now to have the fully synchronous, which in turn goes together with the skill-based gaming, because that becomes synchronous gaming then. So it's in coordination with the skill-based gaming mode.
What are plans for marketing, getting more eyes on the game? So we part of what we're doing for raises as well. There's a potential large gaming partner that we're going potentially be working with soon. I don't know if we can really say anything yet. James, do you care to name who we're talking to as far as potential partners, or wait until we have something as soon?
And once everything's signed, we can talk about it. But yeah, we're going to definitely be partnering with other communities and places like and services and investors who have large communities themselves. So as soon as we can announce it legally, we will. But things are going in the right direction. The Bali trip was phenomenal.
Hey, Steve's here. Hey, Steve said, "Take your time, bake this properly." You know my experience at Laguna Games. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, it's these games. There's just so many moving parts to these, and there's with the third party software we're using to make this happen. We just we just have to be locked tight on this. So we're really sorry the servers went down, and but it's important for Gabe to be able to focus on something that we know is a known problem, and to get it fixed and finalized, and not have a bunch of other problems busting out. But we think we're getting to the point right now where we've addressed most of what we need to address. But just like Mark said, this whole thing came up with the with the multiplayer, in the PvP. So and so you just never know with code when you change one thing, it can have ripple effects right through all the code of the game. So just please stay tuned, be a little patient, and we'll make sure that for those of people who are disappointed, we'll try to do what we can to help you out.
Yeah, and any plans for ambassador program or something similar? Yeah, so we have we plan on having a content creator and ambassador program for the game itself, for people playing the game, streaming it, doing all that stuff. Right now, we're focusing entirely on current development, and a lot of time just securing these partnerships and making sure that we build for the future. I think right now, if we were to move from that and look for ambassador programs, I think that'd be very I don't think it's problematic, but I think it would be a little short-sighted, and I think we need to stay broad right now and look for how we can keep building into the future, and then we can kind of, once we have that mapped out, then we can start digging into the right now. And I do already have a content creator program getting started, and that would also be game ambassadors as well. Alright guys, I think I have time for one more question if anybody has anything. And this will be recorded, and it will be just the audio, and I will post it on the Swords of Blood YouTube and just have it be non-listed. So then I will post the links here, Telegram, and all of our socials, so that anybody can see this and listen in and just listen to what we discuss here. I think it's important that we do these, and quite frankly, we should probably do them a little bit more often than we are, but we've been working, and we prefer to just keep working for you guys and just keep pushing as much as we can to keep getting things done.
Thank you, everybody, for your time. I really do appreciate you showing up, and stay tuned for more information, and then be at our social channels, and thanks.
All right, a couple comments. You did an amazing job with the game. I really believe in this game and in you. Luckman asked me to translate a big thank you to, I remember Luckman saying that, big thanks to James and Fleetwood. So yeah, we definitely appreciate that. I trust in the project. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your work you guys have put in so far. So yeah guys, thank you for the support. That's what this is all about. That's why we're all here. James, I'm sure you feel the same way. We're here to create something that you guys enjoy, something you have fun with, something that you really enjoy doing. So this is the feedback that we need.
Thank you very much, guys. We do appreciate that. It means a lot to me.
Alright everybody, it's about 2 a.m. I'm going to call it here, and I'll get this posted up for everybody and have the video have the video on our on our channels. I'm starting to get tongue-tied. Anyway, you guys have a good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you guys are from, and thank you all for showing up.